Welcome back to another magazine flick through, and we're looking at Mean Machines Sega again. So this will be the second one that I'm doing pretty much back to back because I was a bit late getting the last one out. So in order to keep to schedule, whatever, I'm looking at this one now. So we're looking at October, which is a few months ahead of the last one, missing issues. Number 12. So this is October 93. If you haven't seen the previous video. So we've got Gunstar Heroes on the Megadrive. Sylph-Feed finally comes out. June, Power Strike 2. So again, some pretty good games. And it's interesting to note, quite a few of these games were previewed very early, but they didn't get released over here until quite late. So we were waiting for months for these games. And I remember Sonic CD taking forever to come out over in the West. So we've got this pull out for Mortal Kombat, which was Mortal Monday, if I remember correctly. It came out. This came out pretty much the same time as I went to secondary school, which was September 1993. So plenty to talk about. And then I realised the kids at my school didn't like playing games, which was no good. So I was kind of like a closet game player, for want of a better word. At primary school, we had this really great culture, but at secondary school, it was sad you didn't talk about it. Well, bollocks to that. So US Gold, yeah, not the best of games. Out in Europa, not a good game. Indiana Jones, World Class Leaderboard, I think that was alright. So I'll let them off. Yeah, again, some games that we've seen before in previews. Yeah, that's still in preview. Wow. They really dragged Sonic CD out a long time. Haunting. Yeah, one that I never really knew what it was. It's this isometric game, but I could never figure out what the game actually was at the time, how it played. General Chaos. That's one I want to get hold of. Yep, the official on Street Fighter 2, which is now the Special Champion Edition. So this would be the final version, because there was a version in development that got scrapped, and the characters were meant to be quite small, but I think had slightly better animation. There is a ROM floating around on the internet, and there are a few videos. You can't really tell the difference all that much. I think the sprites are just a bit bigger. I think they just reused a lot of the assets from the SNES Hyper Fighting game, or Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, as it was known. So yeah. So we're going to bring you the full, official and completely exclusive review. Yeah, so that'll be next month, I assume. I have got that issue, so let's see. Yeah, so this was Virtua Racing on its way with the DSP and £70. These are terrible screenshots. This must have been at a show, but yeah, the contrast isn't that good. That took a while to come out. That didn't come out until some point in '94. I think it was summertime, so you would have been waiting a long time for that. Yeah, more, I suppose. Oh, here, Prince of Persia. It's interesting. Prince of Persia is completely different on the Mega Drive, the Master System, stroke Game Gear, and Mega CD. They're all ported by different companies, and they all look totally different, including the SNES version. Just they redraw everything, so it depends which one you prefer. Yeah. Seems kind of redundant that it came out on the Mega Drive, because I think a lot of games like R-Type and what's the other one? I think a lot of even Shadow Dancer, they'd come out on the Master System, but when they came out on the Mega Drive, they were either completely remixed or they never came out, like R-Type. I think Sega didn't like repeating themselves. Bugsy. Yeah. June, again, another game that I really want to get on the Mega Drive. I played this a lot on the PC back in the day, but I would like a Mega Drive version. This is by Westwood, the company that made Command and Conquer, and you can see where Command and Conquer comes from. I think visually this was a lot more like the Amiga version. Yeah, so to put it in scope, this is June 2. This is the RTS game on Megadrive, where this is June CD, which is a point-and-click game, a little bit like Monkey Island. And that was fantastic on the PC, but I got stuck at one point. I just couldn't progress. I should go back and play that. Really nice use of the CD, that's what it should have been for. Preview of Sonic CD. Yep, more of the same yet again. So we're on a reasonably final build because it's called Sonic CD and not CD Sonic. So Amy Rose is there. Metal Sonic. Yeah, this was a really nice game. I really enjoyed it. It was wow, this is a pretty good spread. At the time, as a Mega CD owner, I had one at the time, but I really wanted this game so badly. And yeah, when it came out, I think unless it had been terrible, I think people would have loved it anyway. But it was a genuinely good game, and it feels just like the first Sonic rather than the sequels. So nearly complete. I remember this being on, was it Blue Peter? There was a video of it, and it was that final sequence with the Metal Sonic. That looked really good. Again, whoever's had this before has cut things out. So this is Chuck Rock 2, which is funny because only a few months before Chuck Rock was being reviewed. So those games came out pretty quick, one after the other. Yeah, I mean, Yob. That's Sonic 3, which is on its way, so it didn't come out this year. We had a 2-year gap, but we did have Sonic CD. Yeah, very Vector-like. I wonder what they used to do that. Whether because you could do that in Photoshop now quite easily, but I didn't know whether these filters were around. Maybe it was an older version of Photoshop. I don't know how well this comes up on the video, but it looks very filtered, like the advanced MAME filters that you get. Yeah, more. Yeah, that didn't come out over here. I don't believe it did anyway. That's another game that I would like on Genesis import. I don't have any Genesis games, but that's one of the US only games that I really do want. Jungle Strike, Fatal Fury. Yeah, that was a really good beat 'em up. The sprites were nice, big, reasonably well animated. It's just it felt a little bit slow. More tips. Megalomania? No, I should play that. It's got SinStar. Huh. Jules. You're going to enter Jules. Oh, I've been playing that recently. I have to try that. Join the Royal Navy. So that'll be an aircraft carrier. Another World. Yeah, that was a hard game. I played that on the Atari ST. Bubble Bobble. Again, another Master System game which didn't make its way to the Mega Drive. Here we go. Mega Drive 2 with Sonic 2, £109. So it's dropped to about £40 since the last issue. More tips. Okay, so the Mega CD Echo. Oh, it's the final code in the game. That was a really nice conversion because it was an enhanced version of the Mega Drive original. Had more levels and it had some nice video sections in there. Here we go, the review. Now, considering the amount of hype this game got, I reckon this is going to get about 95%. I mean, it looks fantastic. Even back in the day, it wasn't clear, particularly these sections. Was the Mega CD pushing around polygons or was it video? I mean, clearly now we know it's video, it's all video, but it looks like it's polygons and you think, this looks better than the Super FX. 90%. Yeah. It was the last ability. Yes, okay, so they said the only problem was the difficulty level, which I would agree with. But everything else is fantastic. 93. Oh, speech. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Chuck Rock 2, Game Gear, 84%. Looks quite good. I think it's reusing a lot of the sprites from the Mega Drive game. More manga. Again, I don't think these two are out on DVD. Maybe 3x3 or 3x3 eyes. I don't recall seeing that on DVD, so get these on, get yourself a VHS player and watch some of these. I remember that stick. Looks like a bug. Blaster Master 2. That's the sequel to a NES game, I remember, if I remember correctly. Yeah, not everyone liked this game. 90%, but it got a good review here. Looks very much like an Amiga game, really. I'm thinking of games like the Killing Game Show. Or what did they call it over here? They renamed it. I forget what it was called, but on the Amiga it was the Killing Game Show. Got renamed for consoles. So Dracula, this is the Megadrive one. So there are two Mega CD Dracula games and the Megadrive one, and this looks like Galahad. I'm just looking at the graphics. Psygnosis, yeah. Shocking that it got a bad review. The Psygnosis games were pretty good during this time. Yeah, so it's just dodgy controls. It's a shame, really. Yep, more Konami. Wiz and Liz. Two more Psygnosis games. There's this and Bugsy. And I always think of Psygnosis as all the good platform games, Shadow of the Beast, but you've got Lemmings, Wiz and Liz, and Bugsy. For me, it's as good as it got in this era. That's such a bizarre game. There was a version of it on the Mega CD. It was a demo disc from Mega Power, and the developers. I don't think Psygnosis developed it. I think they just published this one, but they converted it to run on the Mega CD because you can't run Megadrive ROMs on the Mega CD. That's been a discussion for the last 20 years. As far as I know, it still hasn't been done. You can't convert ROMs. You've got to reprogram the games. Gunstar Heroes. Yeah, this is pretty infamous. Fantastic game. Fantastic game. I was playing this the other day with the T-Rex Space Station. I don't recall whether that video is up yet, but we did do a gameplay of this. 95%, you think? 93%. It's a Treasure game. What does it say? Oh, it's a Sega. It's not. It's by Treasure. I think Sega just published it. 93. No obvious flaws. Wimbledon. More tennis. Yeah, it's a bit late, isn't it, for Wimbledon? This would have happened already. 72. Yeah, better than the Agassi game, but probably not worth it. I think there are better games, probably. Megatech. Do I have an issue of that? I've got a November issue. I think it's Megatech. So I've got the Megadrive Advanced Gaming, one issue of that, and I think it's this one as well. But we shall see. Power Strike 2 on the Master System. Yeah, this is a really good game. I suppose there's a little anecdote, and this comes from watching Electric Adventures videos. Power Strike 1 used the FM sound synthesizer, if you have it, or if you either have a Japanese Master System or Mark III with the add-on, or you've modified your Master System. It's got really nice FM music, but this one didn't, sadly. Yeah, so this is saying this is made by the people that did Robo Leste on the Mega CD. Yeah, of course it's in the Leste series. Yeah, 92%. Very expensive game, but good. You can get it. Bugsy. I really like this. Graphically, it looks like a Psygnosis game. It's got some nice physics in it. It's a bit puzzly. It's a bit different. I think at this point I was getting a bit burnt out with platformer games, and games like this and Wiz and Liz, they changed the formula. 89%. Yeah, there is a Mega CD version that's got bosses with some sprite scaling, a different intro. I mean, this one does have video shown there. It does have a little video file in the intro, and I think the Mega CD one has got some more levels. But overall, it's a good game. Came out on the Amiga as well, and it's got nice music as well. Yeah. Huh. The graphics, it says the downside is sprite animation, except on Bugsy, has a low priority. Never never remember that being a problem. And the sound as the music never seems to add any atmosphere. I wouldn't say that. I really like the music. The Flash on the Master System, I haven't played it. No, I don't recall seeing this game at all. But got good review. I think Master System games were pretty thin on the ground at this point. So it's good to have good Master System games. Chuck to some Chop. This is going to be 80%, 90%, 82%. Yeah. Plays a little bit different because you're playing as Chuck's son, which is what the game's called. Yeah, didn't have any obvious flaws. Yeah, little incentive to return, but yeah. Erebus. This looks like you are managing an airline, I think, 90%. Oh, there was a game by, who looked at it? It was Kimball Justice the other day, and I can't remember if this was the one he was looking at. It was for the Sega online service. I don't remember if it was this one or not. I don't recall, but yeah, he did a really good video the other day looking at the Sega channel, the online service. Well, not internet, but cable service. And yeah, it was a really nice piece of history that's been lost, sadly. It's worth looking at that. Master System Super Off-Road. Doesn't look too bad, does it? That's a conversion from the NES game, I believe. Super Baseball 2020. Is this a Neo Geo game? Reminds me of a Neo Geo game. It's EA, so maybe it wasn't. The sprites are nice and big, which is good. So this is F15 Strike Eagle 2, which is using polygon graphics, so it didn't get a great score. Yeah, they're saying that the scenery lacked detail, but then again, without any extra hardware, what more can you expect? These games always did have limited visuals, so you have this flat plane with little bridges and buildings, but you're not going to get proper 3D landscapes until really you were on the 3DO and the PlayStation and the Saturn. I think even some of the games like Pilot Wings they had more detail perhaps, but that was just a flat plane with Mode 7, whereas this is actually 3D. The Haunting, yeah, as I say, don't know very much about this game. I think this will get a good review, 86%. It does have a good reputation. In a way it looks like The Sims, but I don't know if there's any similarities. Maybe it's the same developer, but probably not. I think it was Maxis that did The Sims. Megamart, Landstalker. Okay, yeah, this is a really good but very, very hard RPG. I haven't played it myself, but a friend of mine has, and he said it's a really rewarding but really frustrating game. Yeah, they gave it a mega game. This will be 95%, 94%. Yeah. I'm not a fan of isometric games. I just don't get on with them. Even going back to what was it called? Was it Alien 8 on the Spectrum? I couldn't stand that game, and everything just reminds me of that. Never really got into isometric, but I think if you like isometric games, this is a classic. Yeah, more adverts. Preview Rolling Thunder 3? 3? I don't remember there being a Rolling Thunder 3 on the Megadrive. I remember number 2. Played that again with the T-Rex Space Station. There is a video. I really should put a link in the description below. But yeah, we had some fun playing number 2. This one looks like it's set in the future though, rather than the 70s. Asterix. I had this on the Master System. Plays a lot like Mario, but I don't know about the Mega Drive game. Sylvester and Tweety. Again, it's another cartoon tie-in game, and the Disney ones were typically very good, but the Warner Brothers ones I never really took much interest in, other than perhaps Tiny Toons was good. by Konami, but for the most part, not really. Didn't really get my attention. Blades of Vengeance. This looks pretty good, actually. Who's it by? EA. EA's publishing it, so it might be Psygnosis. Might be a Psygnosis game. Because they published Legend of Galahad, which is on one of those yellow EA cartridges. Don't know, I should go back and look at that. It reminds me a little bit of Risky Woods, which again is another game I want to get hold of. Oh, I'm talking rubbish, I own that game, don't I? Bloody hell, Dave. Yeah, more games I really should actually play. Yeah, I own Risky Woods. Yeah, but that looks pretty good anyway. James Pond 3, never played this one. I played James Pond 2 and I had that on the ST, got it again on the Megadrive. It's a classic game, but this one, I don't know, for some reason felt a bit more like a Mario game, if that makes sense. A friend of mine had it on Megadrive back in the day, and I played it and I thought, this is quite different than James Pond 2, Robocod. But I never bought it. Pink Panther, another cartoon game. NHL 94, this is meant to be the best one in the series. The Mega CD version is really good as well, because you get a lot of video on it in a nice way. It's part of the game in the commentary, but the Mega Drive game is just as good, really. Some people prefer 93, some people prefer 94. I prefer 93. I just like the feel of it a bit better, and I like the brawling. But this one is the proper NHL. This is me pretending to be an expert on the sports, and I know nothing about it other than NHL 93 was the player association rather than full NHL, whereas the rest of them were full NHL. But it doesn't have brawling on it, and they fixed the bug about scoring diagonally. But yeah, so I've got this, 93 and 97, and they all feel completely different. So it's not just a case of EA putting the same game out, they did do different things each time. Yeah, so I don't know what the big deal is for next month. I suspect it'll be reviews of... yeah, it doesn't say, it's not just me being unobservant. Doesn't say. I think it'll be the reviews then of Sonic CD, and it'll be Street Fighter 2. I hope. Yeah. What's this? Kiss FM. On analog. Fantastic Dizzy. Yeah. I've got this. I didn't enjoy this as much as the Amiga games. The games that came out only on the Amiga and the ST. It just felt a bit weird. I think this was a conversion of the NES game, if I remember correctly. It's got this weird thing I've got to collect all these stars, which seems a bit obsessive to me. So yeah, I'll leave it there. This was Mean Machines Sega from October, and yeah, I remember reading this back in the day. It's funny how some of the memories come back, not just of the games, but actually reading and owning the issues. I don't think I had it every month. I think it was a bit hit and miss which magazines I bought each month. I think it depended on the games and the exclusives at the time, but I do remember this one. Yeah, so I'll leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I have a few more Mean Machines Sega magazines to go through, and then once we've got through those and a few magazines like Megatech here and there, we'll then go on to the 32-bit era.